Hi guys, morning. Just wanted to start by saying, obviously, as a club, we just wanted to send our thoughts and condolences to Bob Hayes' family. I bumped into Bob over the years as a player, and obviously he was a regular here, so we just wanted to make sure that on record that we wanted to send our condolences out and our thoughts are with him. Real shame, really nice guy. Whenever I come across him after a game, etc. So yeah, really sorry to hear that news this morning. I didn't know that until Ant just told me.
Thanks, Russell. Let's start with a bit of an injury update, if possible. A few players to talk about. How's George Williams?
George is slowly getting there, yeah. So he's started running this week, which is good. We're just going to have to take our time with George a little bit, just because of the nature of the injury, and it came back. So we got him back to a point where he was running, and then he felt it again. So a really strange one for George. It doesn't happen very often. He came back in incredible condition. So yeah, really disappointed that's happened. But he won't be too far off now. Hopefully another week or two until he's back, actually in with a chance of being in the squad again. So yeah, George is getting there, and he's feeling much better, much more positive about it now. So hopefully it won't be much longer.
What about Lewis Thompson?
Oh well, I might as well talk you through all the injuries now. And
Yeah,
Louis' one was it's quite positive news because it looked quite a bad one, but I think it was more of a nerve thing where he felt so much pain during the game. I think he took a whack there, so he's got a slight ankle ligament strain. So we're hoping he seems to be healing really quickly in terms of the swelling and stuff. So we're hoping he'll be back in the next 3 or 4 weeks max, really. So that'll be. Obviously, that was a good bit of news for us because at first we all feared the worst and we might be out for quite a while. But it's settled down really quickly, and Simon and the gang are really confident they can get him back, returning within, as I said, within 3 to 4 weeks, returning to play. Hopefully, not just returning to training, but returning to play. So fingers crossed. Unfortunately, Warren O'Hora got concussed playing for Ireland, training with Ireland, which is really frustrating for him and for us. So he won't be in contention for tomorrow. Which is disappointing and frustrating. So we'll have to jiggle things around a little bit, but it's one of those things. And then Richard Keogh is looking really strong, really good. He's got his last set of testing next week, which will hopefully give him the green light to return to training with us. So he's dipping in and out of warm-ups now, which is great. He looks really strong. He looks physically in good condition. And he's flying through all his running. We just holding him. We have to hold him back a little bit. He's getting quite excited to be back involved. So yeah, he's really enthusiastic, really keen to get back, and we're feeling likewise as well. So, but we just have to make sure he's been out a long time, make sure we get it right and time it right, and we don't rush him too much. So he's not far away either. So it's all really positive. Ideally, we'd have him all fit for tomorrow, but it's not the case. But it's all really positive of where we're getting to with them.
And having a player with the experience that Richard has must be huge for the squad and for you.
Yeah, I think so. I spoke about him quite a lot in this pre-season, even though I think a lot of people have overlooked his signing because he hasn't been involved during pre-season yet. But it is a huge signing for the football club, for us on and off the pitch in terms of what he brings. And I can't wait to get him back out there. And he's brought a lot to us and to the group in terms of his enthusiasm and belief in what we're doing. And he's going to add a huge amount on the pitch when he's finally fully fit as well.
How are things looking in the transfer market, Russell?
Yeah, good, positive. We're signing a midfielder on loan today from a championship club, someone we've been after for a long while, and it's only now become available because they thought he might end up staying at his parent club. So he played a lot of games from last year, especially after lockdown. Really excited to have him in. Great character, everyone I spoke to. Real good athlete, one of the top performers athletically at his club. So, and someone who can really handle the football. So he ticks every box for us. So I'm glad we can finally get that over the line, and that will be announced later today, hopefully. And then, as I've said all the way along, we're working on the others. I think the chairman came out and was really honest in his interview yesterday about where we're at, which helps put people into the picture of where we are as a club and what we're trying to do. And as he said, he has had a record bid turned down. It's now up to us to make sure we find others, and we've got others, and we're working on them and make sure the best fit for the football club. That one's not dead yet, but we need to be ready in case it doesn't come off for us. So yeah, we're working hard at it. As I said, we've had a process all along, but things take time. It's not a case of just Reece Healy leaving and the next day we can submit a bid. There needs to be discussions between clubs and etc. So yeah, we're working at it. And I'm really glad we've got one over the line today, and then hopefully we'll have some more. But I couldn't tell you where and when at the moment. But I know exactly who we want to bring in. But I also have to deal with the reality of the situation. And as the chairman's discussed, about finances, what's available to us, what's not. So we're working hard at it. Nothing's changed at that end, and hopefully we'll get the ones in. And we've, as I said again, today we've brought in another first choice target that's been there the whole time, all the way through, and it's been discussed all the way through. So I'm really, really delighted about that. We're not just signing players for the sake of it. We're signing people who are going to really bring a lot of quality and a lot of character to us on and off the pitch.
How much preparation has been done with regards to the feeling of a competitive football match without fans in the stadium? I know that obviously when lockdown first started, and then some of the clubs who were continuing to finish last season, they had to deal with this. But obviously for MK Dons and lots of other football clubs in the EFL, there's this situation of playing competitive football matches without fans. Have you done any preparation as a team to kind of overcome what would be that 12th man?
Well, I think the pre-season games have certainly helped us prepare for it. I think the calibre of teams we've played and the challenges the boys have faced during pre-season have certainly helped that. So I think the guys are ready. We've spoke about not getting anxious and not getting overawed by any situation, and with no fans, especially away from home, that might actually help a few people. So we're ready for it. Ideally we'd have our fans in tomorrow and getting behind us and the real feel of bringing football back after so long out. But it's just going to be another game where we faced in pre-season with no fans, so we're going to have to create our own dynamic, our own atmosphere on the pitch through our work rate, intensity and the control hopefully of the game we'll try and get. And after that it's down to the players to make sure they stick to the game plan and enjoy themselves and make sure that we've got something to talk positively about after.
You did pick a really interesting time to become a manager for the first time in your career, didn't you?
Just a bit, yeah. It's been an interesting and unique time, but I said to the guys the other day, if we can be successful after everything that's gone on, then we would have done something right. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm still really excited and really positive about it. I feel like we've had a lot to battle in a really short space of time, but nothing switches or changes my focus from what the end vision is for this football club and for the team we've got. And I'm really grateful for the squad of players that we've got. I think we've got some excellent players, some brilliant people, brilliant character, and we're trying to build to that with obviously recruitment. But I don't want to take away from the fact that most of these guys who are still in the building and still in and around our starting 11 were huge for us last season in keeping us in the league. Because let's get it right, if we didn't do enough work early on, then we would have been in League Two now. I'd be sitting here talking to you as a League Two manager, or possibly not even. So those guys showed a huge amount of courage, a huge amount of belief in what we're doing, and a huge amount of quality and bravery to do what we did in the end. And whether we like it or not, the season was cut short, but they had to do that, and they had to make sure we stayed in the league. And the fact we didn't know we only had that amount of time either, and I felt we were work in progress, is only testament to them even further. So I don't want to show any disrespect to the guys already here. I'm excited to be working with them again. We've really worked hard to keep some of them, and they're still here. And now I look forward to adding to that. And I think, like you said, we've been through a lot, not just me as a manager, but for them as players, in a completely unique and different time. And now it's time to come together and show what all the hard work's been for and what it's been about. And that's playing competitive football back here on Saturday.
Coventry then, you've seen Coventry, you've got a feel for them as a side, good team.
Yeah, they are a good team. I said it after the pre-season friendly. Look, they were the best team in the league last season. That showed obviously with where they finished, and I had no doubt they would have finished there if the season had continued. A huge amount of respect for their manager and coaching staff, and yeah, a team we've had some really good games against, not only last season but also in pre-season a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game for us, and as I said, we're probably going into it with. Obviously, Regan's still away, Danny Harvey's away, we've got a few injuries. The signing we make won't be ready to start for us. Hopefully he'll get registered in time to be involved somehow, but he'll need some work you can't just chuck someone in without any work to start. So it's going to be an extremely young squad. The subs, I'll be honest, the bench is going to look completely different to how it's ever looked. I think we'll have more academy players on there than I think I don't know, I'll have to check, but as many as the club's ever had before. So it's just an opportunity for these guys, and some of them have come through pre-season really well. Some of them have shown how much work they've still got to do. But as I said, it's not going to be the squad or the team that might start against Doncaster. So we're prepared for it. I fully believe in the players that will be on the pitch and on the bench, otherwise they wouldn't be there. But also dealing with a lot of injuries and a lot of people being away, etc. So we have to be patient. But we're going to win a game tomorrow. It's as simple as that. We want to start well. We want to put in a positive performance. So whoever's on the pitch needs to do that. It's as simple as that, because there are people fighting for shirts now in every single game. We have competition in most positions. Obviously, we'd like to have a bit more depth, but it's up to them, for the guys that have got the shirt tomorrow, to try and keep it for the next game.
Thanks, Russell. Appreciate your time.
No problems.
Russ, does having the cup competitions for the start of the league campaign, does that give you a sort of running start into the league, do you think?
Yeah, I think it depends how you approach it. I think I've spoke to a few managers and coaches who are sort of approaching this as their last pre-season game, if you like, because they feel they're not ready, or in terms of their recruitment or their preparation, they haven't had enough time. So, but it's not that for us. I think for us, it's a game. As I said, it's for us on the process we're going on with the team. It's just every game brings up different problems, different solutions for us, and every game I want to learn a little bit more about our players and our team. So, as I said, for us as a team, as a group of players, it's for them to now stake a claim and show that they're ready to improve us, to kick on from last season, to take us up a level, and every game's an opportunity to do that. So I feel like we're in a really good place physically from all the pre-season games. Having these two cup games maybe allows us, before the beauty of it before the first league game is we maybe allow everyone to play some minutes in a competitive match, because it is different with pre-season. But apart from that, no, they're being approached exactly the same way in terms of preparation as any league game would be.
You mentioned there as well, the chairman has had a record bid for the club, turned down for one-year transfer targets. How much pressure are you putting on him? I know he said that he wants to say yes to you as much as possible, but obviously at some stage he's going to have to say no. But how much pressure do you have to put on the chairman to get that extra cash out of him?
Yeah, I think I have to be. I want what's best for the team on the pitch. So everything I go to the chairman with, he knows that's the intention. There's no other logic for it. I want to improve us on the pitch, but then I also have to appreciate and respect the fact that the business as a whole has been through the most difficult period it's ever been through. So things have changed on that front. Things have changed with the budget, with the wage structure. So I have to work within all of that. But if there's stuff I really feel is worth fighting for, then I'll fight for that. And he's been. I spoke all the way along. He's been really supportive. Him and Andy. They've as I said, they've done everything we've wanted them to in terms of our number one targets in each position. This one's a little bit different because it goes off the back of Reece going, and as I said, he's already put in a record bid. So we will keep having honest conversation. I will keep fighting for the stuff I want to improve, but at some point I also have to respect that the chairman has a duty to not just the fans, but to all the employees of the business, the football club, the hotel, the stadium, etc., to protect it and make sure it's here for a very long time. So I have to be respectful of that, but at the same time I'll keep fighting for us to improve on and off the pitch and drive the standards and the culture that we want. And I think the beauty of the relationship is we've been really honest with each other from day one, when he gave me the opportunity. And anything we say, whether we disagree, whether we agree, we move on and make sure that it's resolved, and we can work towards improving us as a football club on and off the pitch. So if we don't end up landing this target, it's not for a lack of trying. I have to respect that the chairman might not go any further with it, and that's football, that's life. But I know for sure that the next one we have, I'll fight again, and at some point we'll come to an agreement on the one person coming into the football club, and that'll be the right one for us.
Has the extra money from the sales of Reece and Alex opened more doors for you in the transfer window? Has it sort of made targets available who you thought previously weren't?
Well, if I'm honest, I think everyone we've gone for was accounted for anyway. So we've put them in as targets and budgeted for them. we wouldn't be trying to replace Reece if he was still here. So that's the one thing that's changed. So the money that's come in with Alex, once we knew he was going, the target that we were looked at straight away is now here today. So with Reece, we have got obviously the transfer money that's come in, but as the chairman discussed and spoke about and was really honest about, that not all of that is going to be used to replace him. It's as simple as that, because he needs to protect the business, and that's fine. I'm comfortable with that, and I'm really pleased he's come out and been honest with everyone about that. I don't think anyone can ask for any more than that transparency and honesty from him. I think it takes a bit of courage to come out and say that. What's going on, because everyone, including myself, wants to just go and spend that money on a striker and help us on the pitch, but that's not the way, that's not life, and especially after the last 6 months of what's gone on. So yeah, I think it's given us something to work with to get someone in that position. So we need to make that work now. Whatever that money is, we need to make sure we work to find the best one that is available for that.
Thanks, mate.
No probs.
Hi, Jan. You mentioned obviously missing quite a few players, particularly in defence. Any chances of you dusting off your boots?
No chance. No. That 45 minutes in pre-season was enough. Plus I tweaked my calf again, so no, I'm out. I'm glad I've actually tweaked my calf running, because I might have been tempted to play, but no, not for me. I'm done. Not in a competitive game. There might be the odd friendly or development fixture or whatever that I can play in, just to see things and help the young guys out. But apart from that, no, I've got no desire to do that, and I just want to enjoy watching my team and our team play and making sure we can improve.
So obviously this will be your first opening day of the season, not as a player. How does it feel this time around?
Yeah, it's I've said quite a few times that I've not missed playing yet, because it's been so busy. It's been so full on. I'm really excited for the season ahead. I'm really positive about it. I've spoken about the target being trying to improve last year. We have to. It's as simple as that. So I'm really excited about that with the people we've got, working with the team behind the team. That really excites me. I'm really positive about it. I think that the most surreal thing about it all is that there's going to be none of that first day buzz with the supporters coming to the stadium again, and that atmosphere you get, and that real. I'm sure come tomorrow at 3:00 there'll be excitement for the boys, but it's not quite the same atmosphere. It's not quite the same level of level of support you have in the stadium usually, and even before, and the media coverage, even talking to you guys over the computer, it's not quite the same. It's not quite what you're used to in terms of being back for the first day of the season, but we'll make the most of it and we'll make the best of the situation. But all I know is I think every single one of us is looking forward to having the supporters back and making it feel like football again.
So obviously first full pre-season now out of the way. How have you found dealing with all aspects of the team this summer, rather than just on the coaching and the playing?
I've loved it. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really, really challenging at times, and there's been days where it does all, it becomes a lot of work, and you have to. But I think when you're process based and process driven like I am, and the coaching staff are and the staff are, it's really easy to see what you're aiming for, and it gives you real clarity in what you're doing, so you don't become emotional about things. You don't let things overtake what you're doing or become overbearing. So I constantly remind myself of what the vision is for the team, what we want the club to be, and what it want it to feel like and what it to look like. So that helps. That certainly helps. But yeah, it's been a long 5-6 weeks, that's for sure. I've loved every single minute with the players, with the staff, all the other stuff around that. Talking to agents, looking at the budget, the salary cap stuff that came in, then the return to play, the COVID protocols, all that. It's been a lot. It's been a lot more than probably your standard pre-season. I think I spoke to a few managers who've said exactly the same thing, having to deal with all that. But luckily, I've got an incredible support staff here that have taken a lot of that away from me and let me focus on what's important, which is the team, and trying to improve that and making sure we're ready. But yeah, it's been a lot. I'll be honest, it's been a hell of a lot, and there's not been much work-life balance for the last 5 or 6 weeks. So I'd like to apologise publicly to my wife and kids, but I'm hoping once normality resumes with the season and with the COVID protocols and we get fans back and stuff like that, it will become a little bit less intense. But I am loving it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm just hoping now that we can see in the next few weeks improvement from the team every single game, and a team that I want to watch, and you guys want to watch, and the fans want to watch.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No problem.